With me now is under-18s head coach Mark Robinson and ex-academy player George Marchant, who you may remember leaving to go to America to embark on a football scholarship. First of all, we'll start with you, Robbo. How would you sum up the performance today?
Yeah, really pleasing. There's always things that could have been better, but really pleased we played a good side today who have won their last 3 games comfortably. Beat Milton Keynes 4-0, I think it was Cambridge 1-0 and Gillingham 3-1, so they're in a good vein of form. And I thought first 10-15 minutes was even, but then we scored a very good goal and we had a really good patch. Sort of 15-20 minute patch where we passed the ball well, we looked inventive, we looked creative, and then I don't know, then we kind of didn't enjoy being 1-0 up as much as we should. We got a little bit deep, sat a little bit deep, invited them on too much, got a few basics wrong, and they got the equaliser literally last kick of the game. So there was a few things to talk about half time, a few things to thrash out, and I've got to say second half, apart from a little bit of detail here and there because we played 3 at the back and a couple of times we left sort of the flanks a little bit too exposed with our wing backs, but apart from that the second half was excellent. We scored good quality goals, could have scored a couple more, and they showed some mentality, which is, you know, the biggest thing I talk about with this group. They showed some desire, they showed some passion, they showed some organisation, and once you've got that, the football will come, and that's what you saw today.
Moving on to George now. How's life in America going?
Yeah, no, it's been going really well. It's been a really great experience, very different to what I've been used to here, but loved every second of it. Yeah. Very full on. So our weeks are always packed. The last season that we've had runs from kind of end of the August time through to December. We'll be training almost every day, so we'll do about 2.5 hours on a Tuesday, 2.5 hours on a Wednesday, about 2 hours on a Thursday, play Friday, hour on Saturday, and then play again on Sunday, and that's kind of our schedule all the way through this season. So we're playing 2 games a week for about 10-12 weeks, so it's very full on, but great experience.
And what's the main difference from playing over here in England to America?
Physically, they're a lot more developed than our players. Run a lot more, they're a lot faster, they're a lot stronger, and discipline also. They're very disciplined, and they know exactly what they need to do as a team, and they're very focused on the goals. We have what we call like a pre-season, so even before we go in with the coaches and stuff, we run what we call captains practices. So that involves the captains organising training, organising time for everyone to go out. No coaches allowed around the pitches. We'll go out, we'll decide on a session that we'll do, we'll decide when to meet, decide what equipment we get. All the players will go out and get the equipment. We'll set the equipment up on the pitch. Then we'll lead our own warm-up. We'll go around the pitch, do a normal warm-up, and then we'll go into, generally start with a shooting drill, move through possession, and then end with small-sided games. And then we'll run our own fitness at the end as well. And that's all driven by the players. The coaches never really find out about it. Even we just go, oh, can we have the balls today? And they'll be like, yeah, sure thing. We'll leave them in the locker room for you.
Wow.
So it's very self-driven. We're all leaders in the team, and we all lead each other. We lead ourselves and we lead each other.
So that's before pre-season starts?
Even before pre-season starts, yeah. We'll go out on runs, so we have a fitness test that we do where we run up a small mountain, I guess, as our fitness test that we do at the start of the season. Just even in pre-season, the captains get us all out. We got up at 5:30 in the morning to go and run up the mountain at 6, so that we were ready for when we actually need to do it in front of the coaches. And yeah, the coaches never find out about that kind of work, but it comes from the players, and we don't need the coaches around to be able to go out and do that. It just comes from us.
Sounds really impressive. Well, what's your thoughts on that?
You know my thoughts for it. I love it, and it's great having George come back. He's come back for a few weeks, and he's sort of rung me and said, can I come down today to watch? And that's George. We were here in Luton. I said, well, the coach is 7:45, don't worry, I'll be there. And I find it great. So I was talking to George on the way here. I mean, he was a machine when he was with us, or so we thought. He was a machine, the fittest player that we've had here. And he just said, like, he's gone over there and he's mid-table personally, and he's trying to work to get up there. Whereas with us, he was like in everything in terms of professionalism, discipline, fitness. You know, George was top of the lot, and so he's gone out there and he's having to work harder to try and get his way up, which I think says everything. And you know, and I've been quite sort of vociferous on the problems I've had with this group. So on the way back on the coach, they're all going to spend 5 minutes with George individually or in pairs and talk to him about his experiences, because it's massive. And you know, people might go, oh yeah, but what of America won? But you know, it's not their national sport. It's behind many sports there, and I've always maintained the day that they take it seriously, then you know, I think everyone else have to worry, because if they add the technical and tactical stuff to their mentality and the physical stuff, then they'd be a real force, and you know, that may happen one day. So yeah, so I love it. It's what I believe in. You know, I believe you have to continuously live your life out your comfort zone if you want to achieve things. So it's great to have George come back and talk about it.
Excellent, thank you.
Cheers.
All the best.